What's up, guys? I know it's been about a week since I put out any new content whatsoever, but I've got a big one here for you guys today. I would have put it out a little bit sooner, but it was my wife's birthday today. I think she'll be joining us on another live stream that I plan on getting up tonight. I got my second first edition Charizard finally here. I have a thick stamp first edition Charizard already. Now I have the thin stamp Charizard that will be getting reviewed live in a video tonight. I don't know who's going to be around for it, but that's besides the point. Really big opening happening soon. I probably could make that a video and not a live, but I really want to share it with you guys live as we're going through it. Also, I think my wife might join us for her birthday. And before I was going to say that, I meant to say that the reason I haven't been making any videos is the entire week has kind of been based around my wife and just spending time with her and the family and taking a break from doing videos for a while. So I've been really excited. We took a trip up to Asheville for the past couple days, and we found something while we were there. We found the rarest Pokemon toys I've ever seen. No, I'm kidding. But we found something very interesting, and I thought was quite peculiar and just bizarre. And I've decided to share it with the channel and make content. Now, this costed me $10, but still, I want to show it to you guys. I feel like it was kind of a waste of money because if you know me, you know that I don't like anything fake. Everything that I like has to be authentic or real. That goes with clothing, watches, Pokemon cards. I don't want something to look cool if it's not authentic. Same thing with these toys. My family pointed these out to me while we were thrift shopping in Asheville, and I immediately knew something was off. But they told me, just buy it. These have to be worth more than $10. I don't know. You guys can make that distinction on your own. They do appear to be from 2006. So, I don't know if it was just bad quality control in 2006, but I doubt it because Pokemon has always had really superb quality control. But I'm about to show you guys something that I found would be pretty entertaining, and this is going to be a different video than the rest of all my videos. You know, there's a lot of hype around Crown Zenith, Scarlet and Violet, a lot of topics that I can touch base on, and those topics are not going anywhere. Scarlet and Violet is not going anywhere. I can touch base on all the topics. In the meantime, I'm going to do something that's a little fun. We're going to talk about these Pokemon toys in this jar right here. And I'm actually really excited because I think I am going to keep them, even though I think they're counterfeits or just really bad replicas. But I think I'm going to spread them all around here. Maybe for the stuff that I sell in my Mercari store, I'll just give these away for free. But first off, let's just start. And some of these don't look so bad, right? Like some of them even could be legitimate. But let's just start off with we'll just start off with the ones that are at the top, right? Like some of these are actually kind of cool despite the colors not being perfectly. But since I have this high def camera on the iPhone 14 Pro, I can finally actually talk about these things and you guys will actually be able to see them up close in front of the camera. If you guys can see this, this Smurf looking guy right here is supposed to be a Jirachi. Now, I don't know about you. Let's see if I can catch it. Oh, baby. Let's focus right on that. Yep. I don't know if you guys can see this, but this does not look anything like Jirachi. This is such a bad Jirachi. Like, if this is Jirachi, then you know, Smurfs aren't a real thing. Because if anything, this Jirachi looks like a Smurf to me. I mean, look at the eyes. He's clearly on something. Look at the big hands. I mean, Jirachi didn't even do that. I don't even think Jirachi has big hands. In fact, I have a Jirachi Hidden Legends theme deck that I'm looking at right now, and his arms are quite small. On top of that, the little tassels, well, I guess the tassels are green. But yeah, first up is our little Jirachi Smurf guy. Don't look at my nails because I really need to cut them. But yeah, this is the Jirachi Smurf. Yeah, look how bad this is. We'll do a turnaround. Look at this. It looks like it was like hand painted or something. And all of these are stamped with like 2006, so it's super weird. All right. And like, maybe it looks like a Smurf to me. Maybe it looks like a really bad version of it, and it's actually not that bad. I don't know. Moving forward. All right, now this is a big one. This is a big one here. We got Blastoise. All right, look at Blastoise right off the bat. Okay, the paint does not look like it's on point. Okay, Blastoise has a face that's much closer to like Bowser. It's not terrible actually. Like the more you look at it, you're like, the Blastoise isn't terrible. But I was looking at it and I was like, yo, that does not look anything like Blastoise. But like honestly, from the back, you really wouldn't know. It's not too bad for a little Blastoise figure. This one actually would do fine sitting on the shelf. There's nothing that looks like inherently terrible about Blastoise. But yeah, that's Blastoise. And there's a lot of these guys, so we're going to try to move at a decent pace here. We got, and this would have been so much fun for a live, but I wanted to do a live tonight, and I wanted to be focused around the Charizard card. Even though it's probably backwards. This probably should have been a live, and I probably should have done the Charizard card as a video, so I could focus on the specifics of the card. This Lugia doesn't look terrible, but as a lot of you can notice, the colors are definitely off on Lugia. Like that blue is way too bright of a color blue. Not a terrible looking one. Like this, again, for being on my shelf, doesn't look terrible, but like also the spinal things, I think go all the way up on Lugia. And it seems like they stop halfway through. It's not terrible. And like, again, a lot of these say like 2006 on them, which I think is kind of weird. All right, so this one actually doesn't look bad. I'm honestly trying to find something wrong with it. And honestly, Staryu actually looks right. The Staryu actually looks right on this. I don't know. You tell me. Guys, you tell me in the comments. Does Staryu look okay? I think Staryu looks okay. Alright. Alright, now, this honestly looks okay too. But I don't know. Look at Flygon. Now, I would have thought that they'd have a little bit more detail. Looks like the details are really left out on these. You know, the faces are just kind of, I don't know, more robotic. It's just very, like, it's so easy for me, like, any collector to look at these and be like, nah, that's not what he looks like. The proportions are also don't look right. I don't know. This Flygon doesn't look terrible. Like, for little toys to be set up on my shelf, like, they don't look terrible. But even $10, I feel like you could have got this from a garage sale for, like, $1. All right, we got, 2006 China, and this one doesn't look terrible. Again, it could have been quality control. I don't know if anybody can answer this, but, like, I just don't think Pokemon would have made something with this poor of quality control. So, here's the Tailo. He looks really rough. I don't know if that's just from, like, years of kids playing with it or what, but he looks rough. And the colors, I'm not sure if the colors are right on Tailo. For the most part, everything looks like it's pretty good on there. I don't know. We've got Tailo here. Again, these will look fine sitting on the shelf probably, or just giving away in other stuff that I sell. Okay. The more I look at these, the more I'm like, these aren't terrible. These aren't totally terrible. Now, guys, I'm blurry because I'm putting the focus on the camera on these toys. So just bear with me. The Celebi. What do you guys think of the Celebi? Like, when I first saw Celebi in the store, I'm like, that Celebi's not right. But now, looking at the Celebi, even as a replica, Celebi's actually not bad. This would actually look really dope in, like, a post with my Celebi alternate art from, I think, Fusion Strike. And then have the little Celebi toy next to it. It's actually pretty dope. Not bad. Not bad. And in fact, you know what? I have a theme deck up there. Looking at it, honestly, I don't know. The lower half of Celebi isn't that green. That's for sure. All right, moving on. This one is actually kind of funny because I feel like this is such a bad rendition of Magikarp. Look at this Magikarp. Like, yes, okay, for the most part, it looks legit. But if you look at his face, I don't know. Something about Magikarp's face is just so unenthused. Maybe that's how Magikarp should look. I dropped it. Again, same prints, 2006. Could it be that some of these were real from 2006? Like, some of them definitely look better than others. This one definitely looks better, but like it looks like it was hand painted or something. Like, so this is a Ninjask, I believe. Ninjask or Ninkata, yeah, Ninjask or Ninkata. It's actually pretty good, but if you look at the paint on its eye goes down there, it dribbles down there. So it's like either a kid put red marker over this and it's actually not that bad, and it's just wear and tear, or like, yeah, these are just like really sus replicas. Because I was really psyched. Like, I don't care if I'm a grown man, I'm still gonna buy a jar of legit Pokemon toys. Like, I don't care. I love these little micro toys. These are great to just set on your shelf. But they just, I think looking through them, I was like, nah, this is not legit. This can't be. Like, Pokemon would never do a disgraceful product like this. Look at this. Look at this, Goldeen. Look at this Goldeen. Okay? The colors, everything looks like relatively right, but I don't know. I just look at the face and I'm like, something's up with his face. Something's wrong with this little dude. I don't know. Okay, moving on. All right, this is one of those ones, again, 2006 print. This is one of those ones that looks sus. I don't know. It looks actually pretty good, but it also looks sus at the same time. I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys probably are going to think this one looks okay. So here we got the Alakazam. This is definitely a sick one to have. Like, this would look cool in a picture, like, right next to another Alakazam. But, like, the colors, I don't know. I just feel like they would have used different colors for this Alakazam. But still, these are kind of neat. I'm kind of glad I got them. Just to go through all these Pokemon. Oh, I know there's Dustox, and then there's the other one, and I'm forgetting what it is. This one actually looks pretty good. I forget the name of it, but it actually looks pretty good. You guys can tell me. The colors look right on it. Oh, we got damn, this one's pretty good. We got Lombre. Like, there's actually some detail in the Lombre. There's a little it's recessed right here. It actually doesn't look terrible. But then you look at the front, you're like, is that right? Is that how Pokemon would have Lombre looking? I don't know. And the paint doesn't look entirely great on him. There's Lombre. Now, I'm not sure if this is a new Pokemon that I've forgotten about, but it certainly doesn't look like anything that I recognize. This could be from Gen 3, but I seriously cannot recognize or make out what this Pokemon is. It's probably Gen 4, Gen 5, and I just am not aware of what this Pokemon is. Maybe somebody will know. This orange bug type guy. Alright, I know this derpy dude, but I just... Scrappy. I think his name is Scrappy. It's this derpy dude right here. I don't know, that looks about right for this derpy dude. I'm sure the colors are slightly off. Okay, so here... This one's pretty cool, but again, the paint is kind of weird. It looks like somebody had these figures. You know what? That could be potentially what it was. Somebody got these figures in some kind of kit to, like, paint yourself potentially, and that's what happened here. And that's why they look the way they do. Like, maybe somebody actually hand painted these purposefully, like, out of some kit. Yeah, the more I look at it, everything looks hand painted, and that's actually kind of cool. Whether it be, you know, from a sweatshop in China or some kid painting it, I think out of a kit or something, I think these are actually pretty cool. At first, I thought these were all just really sus. Like, come on, you think you're fooling us collectors with this garbage? Like, you think you're fooling us with this? But Gardevoir doesn't look terrible. If I did this by hand, I would actually be pretty happy about it with the finished product. Now, this one's pretty bad. We got Totodile. Now, some of you may argue that Totodile looks fine, but, like, there's no way we would have made Totodile this blue. Totodile was like a Carolina blue. Totodile was like a light blue. This Totodile looks like he's on something for sure. Still, pretty cool to have like look how tiny these things are. Pretty cool to have like a little mini Pokemon. Like, it's called Pocket Monsters. This is a Pocket Monster. So these are actually kind of neat. Unfortunately, spoiler alert, my favorite Pokemon pretty much is not in here. The Pikachu. There's no Pikachu in here. Of course there would be no Pikachu in here. This is Magmortar, I think. I believe this is Magmortar. I can't really make out what the heck this is. But if somebody hand did that, you know, it's not terrible. I want to say this is Pansear or something. Simisear's cousin, the leaf type monkey. I don't know. And those colors look sus. All right, we're halfway down to this jar, and we're 15 minutes in. I'm really trying to get through these guys, but I'm just going as fast as I can. I believe this is Swalo. Tailow's evolved form. Not half bad. The colors aren't half bad. These, honestly, these two birds are not bad looking. The wear on this one's pretty bad, but you got Swalo and Taillow here. These are not too bad. You know what? I'm gonna have to dump all these out. Okay. All right, we got wait a minute. That is definitely not a Pokemon. That's definitely not a Pokemon. Let's get that out of there. I guess this included a little bit of everything. All right, I have no idea who this is. I have no idea what Pokemon this is. I cannot identify what Pokemon this is, and my nails are dirty. I am clipping my nails after this video. It's done, it's settled. All right. Oh, this is gonna be bad, but I forgot this guy's name right here. But I have seen this. I have seen this guy in a card. These colors don't look right, though. Right off the bat, I can't tell you what the colors were, but maybe it was a little lighter or a little bit darker, but these colors do not look right for whoever this is. Okay. I'm saving kind of the cool ones. I want to save the cooler ones for last. We've got Shinx, I believe, and he looks pretty much on point. The Shinx looks pretty much on point. He's got the little star. Honestly, for the detail, this one's pretty good. It's pretty good. Okay, we got the Ninjask, I believe, the pre-evolved form of Nincada. So where's that Nincada? Yeah. We got the Ninjask and Nincada. These are actually pretty good. These are some of the better ones, for sure. Other than his eyes being bleeding at the top, these ones are actually pretty cool. And the more I look at these, I'm like, yeah, there's some bad apples in here, but for the most part, they're pretty good. So, I don't know his pre-evolved form, but I know that this is Lechonk's probably evolved form. I know Lechonk, but I honestly can't tell you who he is right off the top of my head. But yeah, he looks very similar to Lechonk, so I'm going to take a bat at him being Lechonk, show you the detail on the back. I can't speak on that guy much. So, yep, I'm going to save that. All right, this one's sus. This one's super sus. So we got Shiftry right here, and honestly, it doesn't look too far off, but look at the paint on there. Like, it's almost like this had to be some kind of kit to have a paint job that bad. Pokemon would have never done a paint job this bad. This paint job is laughable on this guy. Sorry if there's someone out there who actually painted these by hand from a kit, but I don't think that was the case. I think these were manufactured, like mass manufactured somewhere. People probably maybe did the hand painting on them, but it's so bad. Like this guy, I can't tell you who he's supposed to be. His eyes are in different areas. Like what? His eyes are in different areas. How do you even, what is this? We got Hariyama, and he looks terrible, and his colors are so off. I know my Gen 3 Pokemon, and Hariyama's colors are sus, and his eyes are sus. This dude looks hella sus. He got the stance right, but yeah. Let's see. We got ourselves Cacturn, and it actually looks about right. This Cacturn actually looks about right. Like, I got nothing to say about this guy. They did them good on that. We got Slacking, and he looks relatively, the blue for the beard doesn't make too much sense to me, but he looks relatively like that's his. He's usually chilling, slacking off. He's slacking, but I think this blue was definitely not the best color for the paint. Overall, it looks like they look very close to the real thing. So, but I think they did these subtle differences so that, you know, so that they wouldn't technically be doing the exact same thing. We got a Perlion here, or Perlion. I don't know exactly how people say that. This looks pretty on point. The eyes might not be right. I'm not sure. Okay. We got a Dustox. And I'm pretty sure this Dustox is not right. I'm pretty sure Dustox is like purple or something. I don't know, purple and green or something. Like, this Dustox is blue. Maybe homie got it wrong in the kit, or just like I'm really curious to know where these came from. Like, if these were ever legitimate products in 2006 that people just like hand painted themselves. Oh no, I got that wrong earlier. This is Sea King, a really bad Sea King. It almost looks like Goldeen is the evolved form. Goldeen looks bigger. This is Sea King, and this is Goldeen. So we got Goldeen right here. It's actually not half bad. It's not my favorite Pokemon, but definitely not a bad rendition of Goldeen. We got Breloom. This Breloom looks like he's cracked out. Look how black his eyes are. Like, he's seen something. It looks like an alien Breloom. And then the white tail, is that normal? I don't think that's normal. It it honestly it looks like it maybe was unpainted. Like they stopped halfway through. They just didn't finish the tail. I don't know. I don't know what happened to this Breloom. His eyes are super sus. But, yeah. That's that guy. Okay. Now we're getting to some better Pokemon, but, man, some of the better ones are the worst ones. Look at this Nidoking. What happened here? I love Nidoking, so this is a disgrace. What happened here? I mean, I know Nidoking was purplish, but, I mean, I don't know. Maybe dark purple is right. Maybe this isn't terrible. I mean, other than the eyes being really bad. Like, but shouldn't it have been like a lighter, brighter purple? Like, shouldn't it have been more like a closer to pinkish purple? Like, yeah, like, shouldn't it have been more like pink? This looks too dark. So, I think they failed on that one. I'm forgetting what Cocoon Pokemon this was. I know it evolves into the flying insect type Pokemon. I can't remember. It doesn't look half bad though. It doesn't look like they had much to it. Just a couple spikes. All right, now we're getting into the better Pokemon. We've got Kirlia. Not half bad for Kirlia. I think the colors were generally right too on this one. Okay. All right, this Eevee is horrendous. I don't know if it's just me. Maybe this is actually not too far off, but like, I'm sure I have an Eevee somewhere in here, but like, look at this Eevee. Something doesn't look right here. This is like a poopy colored Eevee. I don't know. Maybe Eevee. Nah. Yeah. Like, no. Like, I'm about to look at another Eevee on hand, but like, this Eevee just does not look right. Like, the actual size and everything, like the little accents, like everything looks like it's potentially right. But honestly, it looks like this Eevee was actually the Flareon version and someone painted it wrong. Like, maybe it is Flareon and it's not brown, but it's like reddish. But you guys can see, like, that's brown. That color is brown. Brown on yellow, which doesn't look anything like the actual Eevee. It's almost like either they purposefully got some of the colors slightly wrong so there wouldn't be like copyright issues, or they knew what they were doing the whole time. Like, and again, Nidoqueen. We've got another perfect example. Nidoqueen isn't too far off, but like that blue is certainly not the blue that it should be. It's supposed to be light blue. So like when they're next to each other, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Nidoking, Nidoqueen, but like look at those eyeballs. Can we just take a second to look at these eyeballs? These Pokemon have seen things. They've seen things. All right, this one is a travesty, all right? Absolute travesty. We got Hitmonchan, and he doesn't even have red boxing gloves. What happened here? How did you mess this up? You could have even had him been blue, but not given him blue boxing gloves. Like, honestly, I think the blue would have worked. Or like this bluish gray that's on here. I think it would have worked if they gave him red boxing gloves. It would have totally passed. And I would have been happy because I actually really like Hitmonchan. So maybe I should actually like touch up some of these with my own paints and try and like repaint them potentially. Oh my gosh. Okay. We've got, oh man. This one's pretty bad, I think. This looks like we got Regirock right here. He's looking terrible. It doesn't look right at all. Yeah, there's a Regirock right up here, and Regirock is gray. This Regirock is like a clay colored red. This is weird. Maybe there's another one that I'm not thinking of, but this color does not look right at all. Again, the figurines look fine, but the colors just aren't right on these things. Then you have, of course, Quagsire, and Quagsire looks completely normal. Like, he doesn't look wrong at all. Like, Quagsire actually, other than the paint being pretty bad on the back. You see this? Like, I don't know. This doesn't seem like it would come from Pokemon. And it doesn't just look like wear and tear. All right, this little guy, can't tell you who he is. Doesn't look familiar to me. All right, who we got left? I'm saving the best for last. All right, so guys, this gets even weirder. Am I forgetting that there's maybe 3 evolutions? Could there be 3 evolutions and I just don't know? Like the game's gotten, the game has been so old at this point that I've forgotten there's 3 evolutions. So I just found this guy right here. So there's Goldeen, Seaking, and then maybe Mega Seaking, or I don't know if there's another one or if this is just a random thing that's in here. It looks like he has a, yeah, it looks very similar to this other one, but it doesn't look right. No, you're good. You're good. Marowak, looking kind of weird. I mean, I'm not going to rip on the colors too much because he probably could have passed with these colors. It's supposed to be more like a gray, I think, being a bone, being a skull for his head. But yeah, Marowak. We got Marowak here. What is up with the eyes on these? Some of these eyes are actually really good. Okay, we got, this one's not terrible. We got Skarmory from our Neo Genesis days, Gen 2 Pokemon. The color is almost on point. It's supposed to be like a steel color, but like that's kind of the right color for this one. It still looks super sus. I just don't know if, yeah, I don't think Pokemon would ever put out a product like this. Alright, here's one of my favorite Pokemon of all time, Scyther. And he looks pretty bad. He looks pretty bad. Maybe not to you guys, but just the paint job. Like, look at that wing. Come on. Look at that wing. Come on, whoever painted this. And I imagine it'd be pretty hard painting these. But I'm sure if they had like an assembly line, people are just touching them up as they go. Alright, now we're getting into some cooler Pokemon. The last Pokemon. Alright, so first off, we have Mewtwo. These colors are not right at all. He's supposed to have like a purplish type color on him. In fact, we have a booster box with him on there. Yeah, it's supposed to be like a gray and purple. I was looking at my Holon Phantoms booster box, like, what? This is orange. We have an orange Mewtwo. I don't know if anybody has seen anything like this. If this is like a shining Mewtwo, what a shining Mewtwo would look like or something, I don't know. But it just looks completely off to me. And it's like, touching these up wouldn't be that big of a deal, and it would make a huge difference in how they look. I thought it was pretty cool. I'd only seen of this maybe one time, like the maybe Mega Ultra Body Armor Mewtwo or something like that. I've seen the card somewhere. I know something like this exists, and I actually think it's pretty cool. This whole helmet type thing, and there's actually a good bit of detail on here. I don't know if this is right, but it's probably not right considering a lot of the color combos were wrong on a lot of these already. We've got Porygon 2, and Porygon 2 actually looks pretty much right. To me, this one looks actually fine. All right, so we've got, okay, let's go. We've got 4 after these, but we've got our 2 starters. All right. This looks like Hermit the Frog or something. All right, what happened to this Bulbasaur that made his eyes do this? They got something off on this, right? Like, it's not just me. It's Bulbasaur, other than everything else, which even the paint is not quite right on this Bulbasaur. Now, remember, I only spent $10 on this. It's not like it's a huge L. I just thought it was one of those things where it's like, no, it's worth the content. See what people think. Is this like ridiculous? Could Pokemon have ever done something like this? Or would this have been well below Pokemon standards? I mean, look at those eyes. Dude is tweaking. Look at the bulb on Bulbasaur. This little green. It's not even painted completely. Like, I don't think Pokemon would have ever touched something like that. And the eyes are just weird. The mouth, everything is just kind of weird. And then that doesn't seem to translate over to Squirtle. Like, Squirtle actually doesn't look terrible. Like, they did Squirtle some justice, you know? His stomach could have been filled out a little bit better, but his shell on the back maybe could have been outlined a little bit better, but like, or not had the, I don't know. It doesn't look terrible. Like, I could have this on my shelf and it wouldn't be a big deal. All right, we got 4 left. So, let's save the best ones for last. Coming up, we've got the greenest Tyranitar you've ever seen. Now, Tyranitar, I believe, has a greenish hue to him. But I'm pretty sure he's not this green. I'm very sure he's not this green. This guy is very green. Still a pretty cool little figurine. Again, if you're like selling cards and you want to put the figure next to it, these would actually be kind of perfect for that. This Suicune looks hella weird. Some of you might be like, oh, the Suicune's actually sick, especially with the Suicune and Crown Zenith coming out. Like, this is a great little toy to have next to that Suicune card. If I wanted to post something, this would be cool. But, like, I don't know, the paint doesn't look right. It almost looks right. Like, they almost have me fooled. But something doesn't look right. The mouth doesn't quite look right. I don't know. Like, I don't know. The face does not look right on the Suicune. That's all I'm saying. Otherwise, pretty cool to have a little legendary dog on my shelf. Like, that'd be pretty cool. Okay, we got the Ho-Oh, which doesn't look terrible. The colors look like semi-right on the Ho-Oh. I don't know if that tail is right. Not to mention that the back looks like it's completely unpainted, which seems like seriously flawed quality control. But, like, who knows? Maybe 2006 they were pumping stuff out. They had bad quality control. I don't know. But just the fact that the paint also comes off so easy. So I think, you know, some mom, there's apparently a mom that was selling her kids stuff at this thrift shop. That's what the shop workers told me. I think what happened was maybe she bought a kit for her kids to paint, or maybe she bought a really cheap thing of like minifigures, and they were really just bad Chinese replicas. It's probably more likely what ended up happening. But honestly, if you're a little kid, you probably don't care. I wanted to save the Rayquaza for last, as that's pretty cool to have up there next to my Rayquaza. Unfortunately, it's not the best rendition. Its mouth is just wide open. It's overpainted in red, so it's like dripping onto the bottom of it. On the back, that doesn't really look right. It's kind of fat wing right here. I don't know if I'm wrong on that. I don't think that looks right necessarily. But overall, I mean, from a side profile, from a distance, it probably looks fine as a little miniature toy. And I mean, these are all miniature, so there's a lot of detail here. Now I can take that focus off. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Certainly a weird, peculiar thing to do a video on, but it was kind of the universe. Like, I was in a thrift shop in Asheville, in another city, hours away, and I'm just like, in this jar, my wife's like, look, it's a jar of little Pokemon miniature toys, and I'm like, oh, this could be something super cool. Like, these could be like miniature toys, and like, I think they would have been much better quality if they were truly from Pokemon, and honestly, I think they'd actually be worth something if they were from Pokemon. These, I don't know, I don't think that these could possibly be from Pokemon. The color on this is just, it's just not right. The Hitmonchan is a perfect example, not even making the fighting gloves red. Definitely looks like it's just stuff from China. But I thought that would be fun content to share with you guys and also brief you on the next video. Even though it's 36 minutes, I really got to get done with this video so we can get to the live. Anyways, peace out, guys. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for the live. We will be going live very soon.